guys, welcome to today's video. Make sure you visit podcastformarketers.com for more information. Over there, I have a really kick-ass course on how you can make at least a few grand a month on simple reoccurring revenue, right? And that's called Freedom Funnels. And make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel, man. I'm put out videos every day, so you don't want to miss what I put up, because I put out some pretty kick-ass content. And man, I always want you guys to comment below, man. I absolutely love all the comments you guys bring. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any questions, I'm always in the comment section. I really love the community. Let's get into the video. All right, so this is a Real Talk Tuesday. And the other day I had someone post up in the squad, go to Facebook groups and, ask a question, and that will be content. All right, so I don't know if he was trying to be a smart ass or whatever, because he had posted up in my group the same, dumbass question, right? And so what I wanted to tell you was, if you're looking, I usually give instructions about how to find content when you are, looking to do videos like I do videos, right? And so I wanted to tell you, first of all, to beware of Facebooks, right? So I'm going to give you a perfect example. Number one is, if you're in my Facebook group, you know that I don't put up with a lot of hokey dokey, and it's more or less kind of like a blog for me, right? Because I really want you guys to get really good information, right? I want you to have the best information possible, and I don't want hashed over or regurgitated shit in my group that someone else has heard. And then for like a newbie, for instance, because I have a lot of noobs in my group, and if you're a noob, that's what I'm talking about you. I don't want you coming to my group and getting bad information and then going out and using that information, okay? And so this particular person was like, pro tip, I went to X amount of groups and I asked, what's your number one, fear of being in business? Okay, so I'm going to say, first of all, that was a total newbie question. Everybody that just starts out goes to look at the Ryan Levesque Ask Method, and they go all over the groups and they asked these questions. What's your number one fear of being in business, right? And you're going to get a lot of bullshit answers that way. So that's not how you want to approach getting content ideas. And what we call this is the Parrot Method, okay? So I'm going to give you one good way to go get content ideas. Number one is I want to give you the real way to get content ideas. If you just study the fundamentals, right, the basics of marketing, and start doing, okay? This is the most important part here. Start doing. Let's leave that in an asterisk here for you. I want you to study the basics, but then you need to start doing. When you go study the basics of online marketing and you physically start doing it, you start writing blog posts, you start promoting blog posts, you start doing videos on YouTube, you start understanding traffic and conversions. You actually go make a course and you physically start marketing. You won't have to do none of these fucking Ask Levesque questions to try to get content. You'll fucking have the content. I don't have to go to Facebook groups and sponge content from them, because I'm in the act of marketing every day. I do it every day, right? And that's what you're going to do. You're going to go out and you're going to market every day. And then you're going to start getting the answers to questions that you had yourself. And then you'll know what to feed your audience, right? So the reason why I'm saying this to you and why I'm so strong, why I feel so strongly about this, is because I don't want you to make those mistakes. Now, there's always the person that, the smarter they get, the dumber I get, right? So The smarter you get, the dumber I am, right? And I get that, right? You know more than me now. I get it. And that's cool. But that is the sure sign of a newbie, right? And if there's one thing I've noticed in Facebook groups, and I just got an email from a marketer that talks about this. So I'm a copywriter, right? And I don't talk about this much, but I'm starting to because I want to change the demographic of the people that I'm talking to. And you're a part of that. So if you're interested in copywriting, you want to keep listening to this. So I'm a copywriter. I'm a health and fitness copywriter, okay? And that's what I do online and offline. I don't talk about it much because it's the hard way to go. And I've talked to you about that before, like 2 or 3 classes ago. But this is the bread and butter. If you understand copywriting, my wife and I did an exercise. And I want to tell you about this on a side note. I said to her last night, let's say that I can't leave the United States of America. And I didn't even say the United States. I said, put me in the middle of Cambodia is what I said. Drop me in Cambodia, okay? All right. And I don't want to leave, okay? And I don't speak the language. I can't work there. And I just want to start making some money, but I want to live in Cambodia because that's where I want to live to do some type of volunteer work. But I want to make $1 million. And so this exercise with my wife was last night. And I said, what can I do to make $1 million? And so the first thing she said is, you could be a motivational coach. You do that really well. I'm like, well, all right, I'll go for that. Because you could do that online. I said, all right, cool. I said, what else could I do? And what else did we come up with? I'm a video editor, right? Like a producer and everything, right? So she's like, you could be a director. I'm like, no, but I will start an editing, post-production house, right? I can do that online and I can make $1 million easy doing. And then we talked about your social media marketing agency, right? So I can make that kind of money online. There's an agency there. And we came up with a couple more. Do you remember? I can be a copywriter. Okay. Okay. And I think we came up with consulting. Is that what we came up with? And if you want to throw in e-commerce, you can also throw that in, right? So e-com. All right. So what is the one thing that has to happen on anything that you can do online? What is the number one or the common denominator with all of these that have to happen? Okay. First of all, it is marketing. You have to market to do any of this. And in order to market, you need to be a copywriter. All right. So I wanted to kind of let you think about that. And I want you to let that sink in, number one. Okay. Just let that sink in. I want you to think about, just take yourself and drop yourself in the middle of the Sahara Desert. And all you have is your laptop, and you do have the faintest hint of internet coming in. You have free internet coming, just blowing in with the wind from nowhere, right? And you're like, fuck, I have internet. I've got this solar pack. I can charge my batteries in the daytime and I can work at night. How could I possibly make money online? Anything that you're going to get to figure out will all need this. I'm just going to bust your noggin for that right now. If you get good with copywriting, right, you can pretty much write your own ticket. You need marketing, and to be a good marketer, you need to understand direct response copywriting, because I need money now. I don't need money next week. That's the difference between becoming a direct response copywriter and anything else. I need money now. All right, so that's just a side note that I wanted to tell you about really quickly. Okay? I want to go on to what this other marketer was telling me about and why that brought that on really quickly. So I hang around sometimes and I look and I lurk in copywriting Facebook groups. And there's one commonality in all of these Facebooks. Everybody there are noobs. There's one guy that is the guru, And like me, just like I'm the leader of my tribe. I'm the leader of my squad in Funnel Hacker Pro. If you're not a member, go check it out. I've been dropping bombs in that joint. If you're not in Funnel Hacker Pro, you've been missing out because I've been dropping some really good free training in Funnel Hacker Pro daily here lately. So anyways, noobs have been hanging out. And so this marketer said in his email that Brian Kurtz said he read in one of these things that one copywriter said, yeah, if you're not using PSs in your emails, then you're a total noob. Well, it just was ironic that this newbie said this, but there's several copywriters that don't use PSs. Eugene Schwartz, Capleton, the whole tons of Gary Halbert's letters don't have PSs on the end of them. And one of his greatest selling letters of all times don't have a PS on the end of it. And then you have I can't think of the name of it right now, but it says something letters, right? That book, what is it? No, it's not the boron letters, it's the other one. It's the other one that I have, right? And that book, the famous letters in that book that most people model their emails after don't have PSs, right? And it's not about the PS part of it because I use PSs as well. But the point is that when you're working online, you don't try to place a rule, okay, on what you will and won't do. Because if you have a specialized skill right now, if you have a specialized skill, then you understand, let's just say, for instance, that you can fix motorcycles. And someone says, you never put a number 5 carburetor in a Harley. And then you just look at them like, what? You're stupid, dude. Because you know why. Because you could have a specialized Harley or whatever it is. I just made that shit up, right? So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm not a carburetor dude or a Harley dude. Well, I'm a Harley dude, but I don't fix them. All right, so you understand that you could do anything you want to do if you're specialized in that, right? So sometimes a letter will call for a nice PS for a call to action, and what he's talking about, and what happens is when you write a sales letter, I want to break this down for you really quickly why this is stupid, okay? So bear with me, I'm coming to something, but you'll learn something right now, okay? So when you write a sales letter, there's a little bit of difference going on. So we all know that people skim over emails, right? So when you're writing your emails, first of all, you have your headline, right? And Eugene Schwartz and everybody will tell you that the only purpose of the headline is to make sure that they read the deck copy, okay? The only purpose of the deck copy is what? For them to read the body copy, your opener, okay? And what's that supposed to do? That is only so they can come down and read your calls to action. Let's just cut it short. There's a lot more that comes in there, but there's bullets in there and stuff like that, right? But let's just cut it down. So that's the only purpose of your headline. It's the only purpose of your deck copy. That's the only purpose of your body. That's the only purpose of your CTA. Now, here's your thing. People skim. So if they come over, your deck copy needs to have the sales point in there. The body, I need to know what's going on in there as well. I have to put all of my selling points inside of the deck copy, just in case that's the only thing you read. I have to put all my selling points inside the body, just in case that's all you read. And even in your risk, what is it called? Risk loss statement, or just your guarantee, right? So you don't want to be able to lose. I forget what it's called, but it's like you lower the risk of losing anything. I forget the actual name for it. So excuse me. But anyways, your call to action at the end. So a lot of times you'll see PS. Remember, this is a 30-day money back guarantee, no questions asked. When you order your 10 bottles of supplements for $99.99, giving you a total discount of blah, blah, blah. In other words, it's the whole fucking sales letter in a PS, right? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But it is good to have this instrument at the bottom of your document because a lot of times people skip right to the bottom and they just want to read the PS. And so the PS needs to contain everything that will make them go back and go, wait a minute, hold on, 10 bottles for what? and it'll make them go back and read that copy, right? So that's why they said that you have to have a PS, but sometimes you don't have to have a PS. It just depends on how strong the copy is and what you're selling, and if you need it or you don't need it. Sometimes you don't need a PS because it's just not that serious, and it's only a $5 bottle of supplements that you're giving away for free. You don't want to put a PS on into that, right? So the whole point of that, I digress, is don't hang around Facebook groups getting information from newbies, because all of they're doing is just regurgitating shit that they've read in my group or somebody else's group, right? And you don't have to ask them what is their number one fear. You go to Google, you put in site, you put the semicolon in, and you put a space. You do this and put I hate, put a space, put this, and behind here put your site, so yoursite.com. Okay? Or excuse me, you put that in front, right? So you put site, semicolon, yoursite.com, I hate, right? And then you put a space. And if you're in a specialized site, like go to a hunting site and do that search, it's going to search the entire site, and everything that the hunters hate or they love, put I love there. I'm so scared of, right? What really sucks about hunting is, just put all of that in there and just do searches, and you will get what we call the parrot. You can take everything that you get in this without asking a question. They volunteered this information, and you can get sales copy direct. You can just parrot it right out direct, what you found in there, right? So be creative. Don't go in there and asking newbie questions like, oh, what is your 3 most hot points and blah, 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 because nobody knows. They only can tell you that when they're in the heat of the moment, when they're really pissed off at that moment, right? Or if you can actually get on the phone, don't be lazy and go to Facebook groups and ask somebody else's audience what their pain points are, because and this person said he went to 100 different groups, right? And asked 100. How do you know all of those people are in your demographic? These might not be the people that you want to ask these questions to, right? So my point is go do your own research. Get on the phone with a hunter if you're a hunter. Get on the phone if you're a golfer, and just have a conversation. Don't ask the golfer, what are your 3 hot points of pain points about golfing right now? Just talk to him about the game. Record the conversation, take notes, and they'll start, man, you know what? The one thing that really pisses me off about golfing, I was out the other day and blah, and he'll give you a story. And that story is your copy. Coffee break.